Vaiṣṇavebhyo, namo namaḥ. But this, we should also try to feel word by word what we're saying. It was a very appreciative day of the Vaishnavas and of the history, in one sense, of our being in Krishna consciousness today, from Srila Prabhupada's very early days in America, and how everything has evolved in the Western world, and not only in quantity-wise, but evolved in quality-wise over the years, from the very introduction through till the present time, under the guardianship of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. So it was a very, very beautiful day. But that was yesterday, and now it's morning. So these are a few things in answer to your question. And I know that Ashram Maharaj, Janardhan Maharaj, Avadut Maharaj, and no doubt many others, they called up and he received various messages. I read out Devashish's message, which I'm happy to read out here. I mean, it wasn't recorded by Goswami Maharaj's wish, but Devashish, he's a substantial devotee. And he thinks, Devashish is like Nrsimha Chaitanya Prabhu. He thinks before he speaks. You know, he's a thoughtful person. And when Devashish Prabhu writes, I've been with him when he writes, you know, he does take care to get everything right, to dot the I's and cross the T's. Not only dotting the I's and crossing the T's, but I mean, like getting it right all the way through sedantically, etc. So this is the answer to your question. So yesterday here was a beautiful day in really an ashram, and almost like how much more sweet and perfect can an ashram be than it was yesterday. It was like looking very wonderful. And as I told one of the devotees who was taking photographs, yes, you can take photographs, but you can't take a photograph of the fragrance and the air and all this, you know, after 3 days of rain and then this beautiful sunshine and everything, that all the plants were sort of happy. They are happy. The plants are happy. Even this, where it looked like the Sahara Desert, you know, how the land goes green, but then it becoming, the land goes brown, then the land became green within 3 days, you know, things like this. There's miracle of life everywhere. And when we're in the countryside, which, you know, you are, most of you, and you are all in the countryside, sort of, you've got cities around you, no? I don't know where Govinda Nandini is. And
kind of country, Washington.
Washington's a countryside. Okay.
Where I'm at, it's a little more foresty.
Okay, nice. Ananda Moy showed me, sent me, a little while ago, some pictures of bears that were coming to her window, literally like looking in through the window. So they're waking up from their winter hibernation in Canada. All right. So, did you all bring your pencils and your paper? Have you all done your homework? Is anybody going to volunteer? Okay, I hope I've got hands up for at least you knew what your homework was.
I knew.
And some remain hidden. Aha, all right. So tell me, we are here, Lena.
Yes, Leela.
Oh, Leela.
Yes,
Is
Leela Madhuri.
Leela Madhuri, I was going to say, is your full name, Leela? Okay, Leela Madhuri. All right, welcome. And do you know what our homework was from last week?
I wasn't here last week.
No, you weren't. I was seeing you newly. Anyway, last week, then who I think Praneshwari Devidasi is a good student, as well as a good teacher, by the way. And maybe we can hear from Praneshwari Devidasi. What shloka was our homework from last time? Can you say it without reading?
No, Maharaj, and especially because I changed the music. The way you said it, I changed it completely.
It's okay.
I had to read it because I really forget it from one line to another one. But correct me, please, because what I have in my head is different to what you said. Bhagavad Bhaktitaha Sarvam Iti Ushriya Viderapi Ankarjam Krishna Padaika Ajraitvam Sharanagatihi. I change it. That's not the way you said it.
I can see Gurudev smiling. I can see Gurudev smiling happily. No, that's pretty good. I mean that's fine. And if you like, I can just give a mini tip. Let me see. Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam. Well, you see, I don't have it open, but I should find it, shouldn't I? But I can give you just a gentle tip that when that H with a dot under it is in the middle of a line, it's not aspirated at the aha. Okay. Bhagavad Bhaktita, so it will be Bhaktita, not Bhaktitaha Sarvam.
Okay.
However, I only learned this, after so many years trying to recite things, maybe 3 years ago, and it was from our dear Srila Madhusudan Maharaj there in Salt Lake City. And he said, believe me, I studied for 3 or 4 years, whatever it is, Sanskrit, and this is the procedure. In the middle of the word, then it is not aspirated. In the middle, sorry, not the middle of the word, in the middle of a line, it's not aspirated. When it's the end of the line, it is aspirated. So Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam. And then Utrit, now yeah, Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam. Ityutsrijya vidhe api. Kainkaryang Krishna padaika shrayatvam. So we probably did separate the two words, but when it becomes, the end is an A and the beginning is an A, it becomes a long A. So but otherwise, everything that you said sounded just fine to me. Now I just want to find Bhagavad. Oh. Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam. Okay. Ityutsridya videyapi kainkaryam Krishna padaikashrayatvam sharanagatihi. Okay. Now, would anyone like to volunteer to say that without looking? And I only have, you're all honest Vaishnavas. I know you won't be looking on your screen while you say it. Anybody wants to put their hand up and volunteer to say it without looking? Oh, I'm going to retire as a teacher. I'm going to go off to the forest, off to the rice fields. I'm in the rice fields already. Anyhow, Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam Ityutsrijya Vidherapi Kainkaryam Krishna Padaika Shrayatvam Sharanagatihi. Let us say it 3 times together, whether you have your, oh, well, we can turn on everybody's sound, can't we? But I was going to say, whether you have your sound on or not, participants, unmute all. Okay, we're going to try to do it. Do you have it in front of you, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, probably Leela Madhuri doesn't, right? Because you weren't with us last week. Let me see if I can be very smart. So now can you see it on your screen?
Yes.
I'll maybe make it a little bit smaller. doing a spell check. I'm sorry about that. So finding spelling, grammar, don't check the spelling one. There we go. Okay, so let us say it 3 times together so we can become familiar with this, because as we read last time, really Gurudev gave much stress to this. So let us try. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, together. Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam Ityutsrija Vidhe Api Kainkaryam Krishna Padaya Prayasvam Saranagati. Again. Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam Ityutsrija Vidhe Api Kainkaryam Krishna Padaya
Ashraitvam Sharanagati.
And one more time. Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam
Ityushriya
Kainkaryam
Krishna Padaya Ashraitvam Sharanagati.
All right, and the translation. Being governed by the faith that all success is achieved by serving the Supreme Lord, to abandon servitude to even scriptural injunctions, and take exclusive refuge in the lotus feet of Sri Krishna in every time, place, and circumstance is known as Sharanagati.
Holy Moses.
So,
Maharaj, I think would be really helpful too in learning this shloka is because most of the words we can kind of understand, Bhagavad, Bhaktita, Sarvam, but there's some words that if we understood the actual meaning, then when we're thinking of the shloka, because we could think of the shloka in English pretty easily, then we can just kind of like, oh wait, this word has to be in there, and it'll kind of help us put together.
Okay. So can you see your screen?
Yes.
Does it show now word for word?
Yeah.
Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam Ityutsricha Vidher Api Kainkaryam Krishna Pada Ekka Ashrayatvam Sharanagatihi. Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam Ityutsriya Vidher Api Kainkaryam Krishna Padaika Ashrayatvam Sharanagatihi. And last time we did share a PDF of this, more or less. Do you have this?
We have it. Govinda Nandini posted it in the group.
Okay, and I can. The thing is, when I'm sharing the screen. Oh, are you seeing it now on the screen? I'm not sure. I don't know.
You're sharing your screen. We see what you see.
So okay. So anyway, now I'm going to. I have to practice how to do that properly.
Maharaj, that one word there, that kainkaram, that's supposed to mean service, servitude.
Yes.
How is that? Do you know how that is derived? Because we normally think of seva or.
I do not know. I'm not able to say, except it is given this way as kainkaryam, and maybe if you are on your computer, it will be easier for one of you rather than me to sort of divert from here to look it up on the Vedabase. Maybe you can look up on the Vedabase, because that's a safe place for us to look and see if there's some other reference. And also you see in the word by word, we can say, oh yes, this looks very straightforward. But when we hear from Gurudev about the importance of this verse, then we have to understand that there's much inside beyond the covering. That's what we see on the cover. And this is true for, there's one mantra which I think goes like Hare Krishna, and which has 3 words in it, Hare, Krishna, and Rama. And everything is in there. There is one word, Om, which is made of 3 parts. It's called A-U-M. Everything is in there. So, we can get a hint when we hear from our gurus that, within these mantras, it is not only the words, it is the whole intention and what is behind there, like a doorway to something very special. So these words, yes, Utsrijya does come up again and again, by the way, when we read. When I first was trying to learn this, then that word, it is a bit of a tongue twister. Iti Utsrijya, Ityutsrijya vidherapi. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but then when we are reading, most of my reading of any Sanskrit or anything is actually whatever is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then we do keep on coming across this word. And the kain karyam we do come across too. Did somebody look it up in the Veda base?
Yeah, Govinda Nandini put something in the chat to kind of explain the origins.
Did she? Oh, very smart. Kinkara, kinkoro in Bengali is servant. Kim, what, do. Okay. And we have also, there's a devotee called Krishna Kinkar. So this Kainkar is coming from this. Kainkaryam. I'm not a scholar. I just accept it as it is, as it were. But yes, then this will help us. Kinkara. What, do. All right, anyway, so this was homework. So let's not stay on our homework only. Let us try to also continue. Now I am going to look for what happened to my sloka Trinadapi. Okay, so I just want. Oh, we did. So our lesson number 4 was humility in the word by word. Right? So in our offenses, in our back to basics, the first episode was the 10 offenses. The second one was what Govinda Maharaj doesn't like, the I am sorries. And whatever we distributed then, we can, not the I am sorry, the things Gurudev doesn't like, and what we need to add to that is I am sorry part, which Chinmoy, you mentioned last week. He doesn't like that word, I am sorry, or that expression. Number 3 was Hari Haraya Nama Krishna, which we sing every day, twice a day. And that we went through word by word to try to help us to feel what we are meaning, what's being meant while we're singing. Then the 4th episode of Back to Basics was in fact Trinadapi Sunichena, with the word by word. And then the 6 limbs of surrender and Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam Vichutsrija Virherapi being the conclusion of that. So what about this week if we find vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha? Can somebody pick this up word by word? Vāñchā. Anybody home?
I don't know how to do it. Govinda Nandini must be working on it.
I found one.
All right. Because this verse, yesterday here was the appearance day of Goswami Maharaj. It's a day of praise of the Vaishnavas. And this verse, vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, we are saying this verse every day. And so it is very good for us to think of what we're saying while we say it. And did you vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, did you find it, Krishnanandini, in a way that you can copy and paste?
I posted the word for word in the chat, but I can also take a screenshot and share it if it's nicer to look at that way.
Okay, I'm just going to look in the chat. Okay, and you got this off the Vedabase, right?
It is an ISKCON.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From ISKCON, that's fine. We are ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And Guru Maharaj did indeed say, and where is ISKCON today? Which means he's indicating here, this is the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, who are desire trees. Cha, kṛpā-sindhubhya, oceans. This Sindhu comes up all the time. Sindhubhya, who are oceans. So this bhya part, who's a good pandit? Where's our Nrsimha Chaitanya? Bring up your voice, Nrsimha Chaitanya Prabhu. Maybe bhya is this who are, because it says who are desire trees, who are oceans. Patitānāṁ, pāvanebhyo. Oh, there you are, see, pāvanebhyo, that's coming up again. Vaiṣṇavebhyo, namo namaḥ. Yes, Nrsimha Prabhu.
I was just going to say, I don't know.
Okay. Anyhow, again, we're not trying to be pandits, but we have got the word by word here. So let us chant the sloka, and the sloka, presumably we have the sloka handy. Presumably we have the sloka handy. We can just post that up. Oh, why I can, oh, here's vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha. Okay.
Chinmoy
So,
Prabhu posted it already in chat.
oh, he did. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, and did you post it with translation? You posted it in the chat. Vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha. And if you can give the translation just after that, that would be great. Okay, so let us say together this verse, which we probably know anyway. And so let us say it together while seeing the meaning. So let us do that. And okay, maybe we keep them silenced, but do say together, and we'll go through slowly and read the meaning as we go through, because vāñchā-kalpatarubhya, who are, so this is coming from this taror, the tree, we know about this, and kalpa vriksha, giving desire tree. So vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, kṛpā-sindhubhya eva cha, patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo, vaiṣṇavebhyo, namo namaḥ. So please do read the word by word as we're saying this. Vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, kṛpā-sindhubhya eva cha, patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo, vaiṣṇavebhyo, namo namaḥ. Vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, kṛpā-sindhubhya eva cha, patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo, vaiṣṇavebhyo, namo namaḥ. So I know this is, like you can say, a basic sloka, but basic or not basic in that sense, that it is a sloka which we do say every day, we do say to the Vaishnavas, and it is something which, again, it is the foundation of our Krishna consciousness. The Chinadapi Sunichena, vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, and Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya. This shloka, which is the Guru Mantram, it is the Guru Pranam Mantram. And to be familiar with these 3 verses, and then of course we've got that one verse that Gurudev told on different times, so important, that we just learned, Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam. So this means we have 4 verses which really are very important for us, for our respect to the Vaishnavas, our recognition, respect to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, we didn't cover that. So that's 5th verse, which is Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvijay Namaha. This verse to Mahaprabhu. And so to the Vaishnavas, to Guru, to Mahaprabhu. Then our process of chanting and of conducting our life, Chinadapi Sunichena, and then the verse of Sharanagati, the verse of surrender, which is the very essence of what we to do with our life. We'll get everything ever given in any scripture by that one verse, Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam. So today, on the theme of the devotees, let us try to add this vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha to our word by word in our head remembrance. And are we brave enough to add also today the Praṇāma mantra to Guru? So we've got 2 verses rather than 1, because both of these verses I think all of us know. It's not a question, now I have to go to learn vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, because we say it, like the parrot little. Not you. I can say it like a parrot a little bit. And so we're trying to be conscious of what we're saying. So here in front of us, we have vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha kṛpā-sindhubhya eva cha patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo vaiṣṇavebhyo namo namaḥ. And this namo namaḥ, this namaḥ in Prapana Jivanamritam, we've all read that Guru Maharaj is saying that this namaḥ means with no ego. We are giving our respect with no ego, no assertion from ourselves. And when we hear and read Srila Gurudev glorifying the Vaishnavas, then really we see that no ego, only giving appreciation of the Vaishnava that they're glorifying. So we have the acharya, we have the example of how to lead our life in these ways. And then from the same place perhaps, then Chinmoy Devpur, can you just bring up the Guru Pranam Mantram, which is, now I'm getting my head
Om jñānātimirāndhasya.
Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya. Can you bring up this mantram? Because again, we say it every day, twice a day, if we go to the morning and evening programs. Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya, jñānāñjana-śalākayā, chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena, tasmai śrī-gurave namaḥ. So we probably all have learned this word by word in the past when we first learned this shloka. But now it's our, back to basics. It's our revision time. And our revision time means that we're, yes, so here we are. And do you have the slokas there too, is it? Vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya. There in the chat box, you can see. Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya, jñānāñjana-śalākayā, chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena tasmai śrī-gurave namaḥ. Applying the soothing salve of sambandha gyan, a proper acquaintance with the environment, my spiritual master has opened my inner eye and thereby rescued me from the darkness of ignorance, fulfilling my life's aspirations. I offer my respects unto Śrī-Gurave. And the word by word must be here.
I can't seem to find that.
We definitely have word by word of this.
Govinda Nandini just found it.
Yeah, I also just found it. So yes, so Govinda Nandini, maybe you can post that. Gyan, everybody knows gyan, knowledge, but agyan, ignorance. Om, and Om is the, okay, saying address here, auspicious beginning. Om, agyana, ignorance. Timira, darkness. Andasya, one who is blinded. Andakar, in Bengal we know andakar, it is dark. So darkness of ignorance. So agyana, timira, darkness. Andasya, of one who is blinded. Then jnana, ajñāna, by the ointment of spiritual knowledge. No, jnana, ajñāna, but this ajñāna is understood as ointment. And all I can say is that śalākayā is some instrument, and I don't know what the instrument is for applying that ointment. So we just have to imagine something that, or maybe a doctor can tell us what is that instrument for applying that ointment. So jnana ajñāna śalākayā. Then chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena. I hope you're all reading the thing. So the excuse me, chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena tasmai śrī-gurave namaḥ. So if we read the Sanskrit word by word together, then we're getting a little understanding. And with all of these, I also remind everybody that translation is always transliteration. And this is also a quote by Goswami Maharaj from somebody in the past who was, I think, translating Russian, some like important, very world famous person who was translating maybe Tolstoy to English or something, some famous Russian author to English. The translation is always interpretation. So remember, we can understand that probably if we were to have Gurudev with us explaining these words, he would also give some expansion of what these words are meaning. Especially, I feel, jnānāñjana. But anjana is understood as medicine. So jnānāñjana-śalākayā. The śalākayā, putting on with the instrument. So let us read it, and slowly and with the word by word understanding, because I think all of you do know this off by heart. And if not, repeat it 3 times morning, 3 times evening, get it into our system. But get it into our system with the word by word, which will remind ourselves just now as we read it slowly, seeing the word by word. So, together. Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya jñānāñjana. So we can squeeze some toothpaste, but not toothpaste, squeeze some jñānāñjana, some knowledge medicine, something like that. From a toothpaste, śalākayā, then from a tube, then we apply it, śalākayā. Chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena tasmai śrī-gurave namaḥ. Chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena tasmai, unto him, śrī-gurave namaḥ. So Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya jñānāñjana-śalākayā chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena tasmai śrī-gurave namaḥ. Who has given this? Then unto him, śrī-gurave, our Guru, our obeisances. Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya jñānāñjana-śalākayā chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena tasmai śrī-gurave namaḥ. And the other verse which we started with today on the theme of the Vaiṣṇavas, vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha kṛpā-sindhubhya eva cha patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo vaiṣṇavebhyo namo namaḥ. Vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha kṛpā-sindhubhya eva cha patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo vaiṣṇavebhyo namo namaḥ. Then this verse, Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya jñānāñjana-śalākayā chakṣur unmilitaṁ yena tasmai śrī-gurave namaḥ. So these two verses this week, let us try to add to those verses that we've already become familiar with. We started with the Trinada piece to Nityana verse with the word by word to understand the very process of our devotional life. And in devotion, we need to have faith to surrender that everything is accomplished by the service to the lotus feet of the Lord. This was in Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam, the verse last week. And now these two verses this week, two verses because we already know them. It is more a question of trying to make ourselves conscious of the word by word and the meaning as we say it this week. So this is my 10 cents worth, whatever it may be. You are all, yes, you're all in cents countries, Canadian dollars and cents. Oh, there's no Canadians with us today. American dollars and cents. You're all in America. Just see.
We just got Dayavati from Mexico.
Oh, from Mexico. Oh, Dayavati Didi, you're hiding.
A little bit late, Maharaj.
No problem. Welcome. And how is everyone in Mexico? Yesterday, we are remembering also very much our Jagannath Swami Prabhu. We were describing some of his glories while on the way driving to here. All good?
Yes, everything good.
All
Hanging
right.
in there.
All right. So I've just given my 10 cents worth or 10 Mexican, what's the money in Mexico?
Pesos.
Peso, oh, 10 pesos. I gave my 10 pesos worth and 10 cents worth. Any question from anybody? So just very briefly, Dayavati, I don't know when you joined because I was looking at the other thing, but we just covered two verses today, to the Vaishnavas and to Guru, verses which we do know almost certainly, but we're just trying to slow down and take it word by word to remind ourselves what we are saying in these verses. So this is what we've been doing today and discussing the glories of the Vaishnavas and the glories of ashram. What is an ashram? A little bit like this at the beginning. After having been in a beautiful ashram yesterday, our Gupta Govardhan in the foothills, in the hills of Chiang Mai, very beautiful place yesterday.
Thank you.
Any question from anybody?
Maharaj, I'd just like to say that this shows the value of your words, because your words are worth 10 cents. In America, we just give our 2 cents worth.
Oh, no.
So,
I thought the expression was 10 cents.
5 times greater the value than what we have to say.
I'm so proud and so bold to say such a thing.
But Maharaj, I do. Oh,
I can't hear you. Unmute.
sorry. I do have a question about Om. Does it really have an English translation? I mean,
Krishna says in
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita, I am that 3-syllable or 3-part word, one word, Om. And it is one of those things that in general we've got Om, but that also has to come from him. It's not that, we can just sit and say Om. Everything has got to have the potency of the Lord behind it. And when I have read, and maybe it's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where it's separating those 3 parts and explaining how this is like full in itself, but becomes most personal when it becomes this Hare Krishna and Hare Rama with, again, Mahaprabhu, Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Guru Maharaj, their conception of Rama, Hare Krishna Rama. And there are 3 words there, and in the Om there are 3 parts. However, it is clear in this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and we are initiated into this, which is the Kali Yuga Maha Mantra, the mantra for us. So, yes, Om is a mystery, and Hare Krishna is a mystery. But there is so much inside there. And so, yes, we understand Om, and Om we also understand is, like just now we have Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya. Many times Om is coming there as the God remembrance, auspiciousness sound, if you like. And Krishna says, I am that vibration, Om. But we never, ever in our life saw Gurudev sitting and chanting Om, for instance. So, but we have seen devotees sitting and chanting Om. And we just think, okay, they are doing that, they've got some feeling. But what we've got from our Guru Maharajs, our Gurudevs, and what we see them doing in their life, that is what we are following. And we are given the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and Om is coming. We are saying Om in many places in the mantras that we are chanting. So many mysteries, Chinmoy Prabhu, and this is one of those things. We are accepting all of these things and continuing happily, knowing that there is so much auspicious within what we are chanting, what we are reading. Anyone can feel welcome to chip in something. I know sometimes Nrsimha Chaitanya Prabhu, he's got something right there, but he's being very quiet. Oh, by the way, Nrsimha Chaitanya Prabhu, we were remembering you yesterday also in the car, because we have a devotee here, Pavan Krishna Prabhu. I don't know, anybody knows him? Chinmoy Prabhu? Not sure. But Pavan Krishna, he's very quiet, but whatever he says is very sensible. And yesterday he spoke something. He's a disciple of Goswami Maharaj. And on the days of the Vyasa Pujas, etc., we want that the disciples will say, and he spoke very nicely, but he was very quiet. And then it's myself and Paramananda Prabhu were in the car. And then I thought, yes, he reminds me of Nrsimha Chaitanya Prabhu. He's very quiet, but when he speaks very sensibly. I mean, really, Nrsimha Chaitanya, we're remembering you like this yesterday. So would you like to be non-quiet and say something?
Okay. Well, two things come to mind. One is that The reason I'm quiet is because most of the things that I have to say I shouldn't say. So that's
You're a storyteller as well. We're going to add this to your qualities.
I mean, it's, you know, a lot of nonsense. So whatever gets out, I had to think about it first because I had to inspect it to make sure it wasn't most of the normal, you know. Anyway, aside from that, I mean, I don't know an explanation for Om, but I can say the way that I think about it is, you know, different things we've heard. Om represents the entirety of existence. I've heard that at some point, similar to the idea of Brahman. What does Brahman mean? It means many things, but essentially everything, the complete whole, so to speak. And I think of Om as, we've also heard ideas about harmony, or that everything in existence, although it appears to us like so many separated things and so many things that are in conflict with each other, that there's a higher perspective, that everything belongs to Krishna and is ultimately existing in some sort of harmony with him. And so that's just how I think of Om. Om is not only representing everything in existence, but it's representing that perspective where everything in existence is existing in a harmonious way, as, you know, all under Krishna's arrangement, something like that. So that's just my own personal idea of Om that I've, you know, stitched together from various things we've heard. But that's not an official explanation, but that's just how I think of it. Oh, Marge, you're on mute. Yeah.
I unmuted. And again, harmony, just see, the Mayavadi's idea of harmony is all is one. But then, you know, as really a very happy experience yesterday with the nature being so happy after this rain, after heat for like week after week, then you see the nature, it is so varied, but so harmonious. So our Vaiṣṇava conception of harmony is not all is one in that sense. And so very much personal dealings. And Prabhu Nrsimha, yes, I think everybody will give a thumbs up. And this is Om.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj used the, well, harmony is when they at that video they asked what is harmony, and Guru Maharaj spoke about in music how harmony is like you have so many different instruments making different sounds, but then they you know, when they combine together, it produces a very beautiful sound. And so sometimes in music, like different parts of it, if you take them and play them separate, or play anything, two things together, it might not sound nice. But then once you add in another, you know, I don't know, bass or whatever, you have these different instruments and they'll tie it all together. And then all of a sudden the things that sounded unpleasant when they were just mixing with each other, they all start to sound beautiful so that's how I think of Om. Om is like that realization that all the different bits and pieces of existence, they're ultimately harmonized in Krishna's will, Krishna's arrangement. And to remember that, or to realize that, then that, you know, that leads to this beautiful perception of the world, that Krishna ultimately is tying everything together in a harmonious way. And Om is like the general sound that represents that or something. Again, just my personal feelings, but that's how I think of it.
All right, Jai. So we definitely appreciate Prabhu. And so let us now also just remember, we've got Om, but we've got Om ajñāna-timirāndhasya, jñānāñjana-śalākayā, chakṣur unmilitaṁ, yena, tasmai, śrī-gurave namaḥ. So let us try to put this in our heart this week. And vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, kṛpā-sindhubhya. I don't know how to do action for all of these things. Eva cha patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo, vaiṣṇavebhyo namo namaḥ. Let us put these two in our heart this week. Let us remember some of these things. And perhaps we should do still some homework from last week to catch that little bit tricky verse of Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam. But let us keep trying, because we're not going to do many slokas. We're just going to do these maybe a few slokas, and at the beginning anyway, a few slokas which are most important in our life. And I'm sure Gurudev is happy that we try to do this, make this our life's guidelines, if you like, and keep it with us. So we're not only learning it for the time being, but as we repeat and come back to these again, even extremely foolish people do start to remember what they're actually saying. I'm evidence of this, okay? So anyway, time ticks on, and to Banavi Didi, we're very happy having you quietly sitting there. I'm sure, can I invite you? Would you like to say something from your young generation to us old people? Can you give us some insight to something on these subject matters of Vaishnava Guru, or on surrender, or anything that you may feel happy to talk about? You are you're not unmuted. Why not? Can you unmute yourself? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what to say. It's very wonderful to be able to gather with devotees, even if online. And yeah.
Okay. Well, we're happy to have you with us.
Happy to be here.
All right. And are you in a trailer or something?
I'm in my garage.
Oh, okay. Well, almost a trailer. All right. Anyway, respects to your mom, all the family, okay? Take care.
Dandava.
And Dandavat. And I have some duty here, because wherever we are, we're trying to continue the program. And here at Govinda Farm, as in the Gupta Govardhan where we were yesterday, 6:15 here every morning. Then there is the Mangalati, and here Mangalati basically in the rice fields, on a yoga platform in the rice fields. So to all of you who've joined us, to Leela Madhuri Didi who's joined us this week, and we've got Purushottam quietly there, Krishnananpu quietly there, and Krishna Mohini Devi Rasi quietly there. And Krishna Mohini Devi, I'll reply to you soon. We've had a busy day yesterday, and maybe we can talk. It will be very good. Perhaps it'll be easier than typing. We can talk presently. To any of you, we're happy to also talk one-on-one if you wish. We just need to make a little appointment, because the days have got some schedule for us here, or in American, schedules, my British coming out. Yes, Chinmoy Deshru, you wish to say something? No.
I just wanted to say good job on the proper pronunciation of schedule.
Oh, okay. Well, we're practicing the Sanskrit and the Bengali. We got to get this English language right. But American language, I haven't quite got it down yet. So, but from my side, I can leave, and I can leave you all together happily. I'm not saying please don't associate with each other now. But please be together, discuss whatever you like. Make fun of me. I'm going to go. I have no problem with that. And we'll meet again at our next scheduled meeting. Let us be back together, okay? Affection, respect, obeisances to you all. Vāñchā-kalpatarubhyas'cha, kṛpā-sindhubhya eva cha. patitānāṁ pāvanebhyo vaiṣṇavebhyo namo namaḥ.
Jai Srila Bhakti Madhusudan Maharaj.
Jai Srila Bhakti
Jai.
Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Rockok Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai,
Jai.
Guru Vaga ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda ki Jai, all the assembled devotees ki Jai.
Jai.
Okay, wishing you a savorful week. Let us keep in touch. Let myself do homework, not only you. I am trying to keep these things as a good foundation for our life. Jai. Dandavat.
Bye.
I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you all in each other's capable hands.